Hello friends, in this tutorial we are going to implement the authorization with GraphQL Shield. You will understand how the shield works. We will create different rules for validating the user. So let's get started. These are the three packages which we will need during this process. So I am going to install these three packages. While these three packages are installing, I am going to spin up my server. Npm run def. Here I can check my login. So it is working fine. Now I am going to create another query which authorized user can access. Okay, these three packages are installed successfully. So I am going to create a query which authorized user can access. Here what it will return me, it will return the user itself, the login user. So how we get this user, how we get the user, we are getting the user through the context. And what is context, I am going to explain this here. Okay. First I am going to create a resolver for this query me. Here args context info. Okay. It will return the context dot auth user, auth user. So how do we get this auth user? First I will run this simple query. Okay. I think it will return the null because there is no auth user in the context. So I am going to put this auth user here. Okay, context. This is the general context. Here we have used args, and now we are using the context. We will in the future explore info and parents function, parents keywords. Okay, but for now I am going to use context, and we are going to destructure its parameter, and it will give us the request. So so what we are going to do here, we are going to get the token from here. First I am going to create the utils file for creating the some of the helpers function. We will split this token with space. and get the second parameter, because we already know that the uh, token is used with bearer, because we are going to use a bearer token, and format will be like this: a bearer and space the token. So if token exists, if token exists we will also check that the yes dot address dot authorization dot contains bearer bearer. Okay, you will get the token from the after the space, from the token, then we are going to validate this token here. Okay, so I am going to copy this line from here, jwt. First we are going to put this token here if it exists, otherwise and the second thing we are going to put is the secret here. And what is the secret? It is the my super secret, which we have used to sign the token. We will put this here, and const data, it will return us our encrypted data. So let's check that first. Console.log data. Okay, so I am going to put set the new header authorization, and put the token here. It has not done anything because we have not called this function yet. Okay, we need to call this function here. Const user equals to get user. We need to export this function here, get user by token, and we need to import this function here. And we need to pass the request here, and let's check that. Okay, here is the internal server error. Why? Because .headers .contains is not a function. Okay, we have got the server error. So I think it is not contains, it is includes. So I am going to again press Ctrl Enter, and it is doing nothing because we have not include the bearer here. bearer bearer. Okay, here you can see that we have successfully get the data back from the token. If the token is expired, this will not return the data. It will throw an error for the expire token. So I am going to put all this code in the try catch. So we need to return the user in any case. So if the token is expired, or in any case, we are going to return the null user. That user equals to null and return user. If somewhere here, because there are many mutations and queries, we do not need the authorization like login and sign up. So we are not going to throw error in this case. We are going to return the empty user in this case. So in every case other than the true case, we are going to return the null user. In expire case or in invalid token case, we are going to return the null user. And with Graphql-shield, we are going to implement the authorization for throwing error unauthorized. So here in the context, scheme, we are going to return just the null user. So here I am again going to try this, and we are getting this data, and we are going to destructure this data and get what we are going to get: the user ID and email. So with the help of user ID, we are going to find the user. User equals to user dot find by users dot find by ID. User ID. It is going to return the promise. So we are putting the await here, and we need to wrap this function. We wrap this code inside the asynchronous function, and let's check that the user has been retrieved or not. User. Okay, we can see we have successfully get the B user, because it is the token for B user, so we have get the B user back. Okay. Okay, so now we are getting the we are returning the user here. Yes, here. So we have get the user here, as we have saw that this function has returning the promise of any. So we are going to put the await here, and also put the code inside the asynchronous function. So we have get the user. If we get the user, then we are going to return the object which contains the user. Otherwise we are going to return the null. So this is all we have done here. Okay. Okay, now sorry, we are not going to return the auth underscore user. Sorry, auth underscore user key, because here we have successfully get the user in the query. So if I comment out this uh, token, so we are getting the null here. We are going to implement the authorization, which will throw the authorization error in case of no token or invalid token or expired token, in any case. So if I uncomment the token here, then it is giving me the user uh, successfully. So now we are going to implement the authorization here. Okay, we are again going to check the login response that everything is working fine. So here everything is working fine. So now, okay, now we are going to use the Graphql-shield and docs and APIs section. Okay, this is the shield. Okay, we are going to use this. So First we are going to const schema. Here we are going to make some changes in the start Apollo function, server function, make executable, and here we are going to put two things, type defs and resolvers, and we are going to create the permissions, shield const schema with permissions, so we are going to use the third package, which is apply middleware, which we have installed, graphql middleware. We will get this function from graphql middleware, and we are going to pass two things, schema and the permissions, and we are going to pass this here. So okay, we need to create some one rule here. Okay, rules, we are just going to make a simple rule over there. Is admin no, is authenticated, is authenticated, is authenticated. So here in the shield, we are going to give the object here, and here we are going to put the is authenticated on me query. We are going to put the is authenticated. So what it will do, it will get the context and it will check that if context dot, if auth user does not present in the context, then it will throw new unauthorized error, which we have prepared earlier. Otherwise it will return the true. Okay, so here what we are getting, rule is undefined, sorry, because we have copied the rule from there, so it is not imported over here, rule GraphQL-shield. So now again, because we have also imported the shield from there, copied shield from there, so I am going to import this shield here. So shield is not a function. As we can see, shield is imported mistakenly by the auto import. So I am going to put the shield here, and as we can see that shield is not using here, and we have put the wrong spelling here. So shield. Okay, now it is working fine. Okay, now we will check this, the studio. It is working fine, but if we comment this here, then we are getting this internal server error. Okay, let's see that what is this error. If I show you that shield is throwing their error, it is not throwing our error. Instead, as you can see that we have throw our custom error, unauthorized error, but shield is throwing its unauthorized error. So here I can show you error response, because we have not handled other errors. We are throwing the internal server error in any case. If I write error here, then it is showing the right error, that unauthorized. But this error belongs to Graphql-shield. It is not our error. So we are just going to return our error which we have thrown. So how do we do that? We are going to use there are many ways to do this, but we are going to use the Graphql-shield method errors. Here fallback errors. Okay, this is the fallback error. This is the fallback error which we can see here. Okay, where we need to put this fallback. We need to put this fallback in shield as second param. Okay, so not as second param, not as second param, fury after second param as object, because it is key value pair. So I am going to just console out this throwing error, console out this throwing thing. I have console out this throwing thing. As you can see, that throwing thing is null. If if the null is present, then it throw its own error. So we can check that that what is wrong with this rule here. So if I because we have throw the error, not return the error. Here we need to return this error, take so that we can get this error here, because thrown thing has not been returned. So as you can see that we have get the error successfully back, GraphQL unauthorized, our custom error back. So we have successfully get the unauthorized error here. As you can see that if we return the object of custom error with div keyword, then it will not go into the fallback error. It will return here. It will just return here. Okay. So it is not coming here because we have written the object of the unauthorized error here instead of getting in the asynchronous function. But if we put something other than this, then we will get this throwing thing console. As we can see that we have get this error in the console, that new unauthorized error. So here we can implement our logic like this we have implemented in that if error dot original instance of this and this, we can implement several conditions, but we have implemented these conditions here, so we do not need to implement these conditions or repeat these conditions again here. So we are going to we are going to remove this, but if for any reason if you are not getting the error, you can use this function and check whether what you are getting, like in our case we are getting the null, and with this we can check that we have not getting anything. So we have modified our logic here to get the true error. So because we have, if any case, I am again I am just writing that if in any case if it get this error, then we are going to return this throwing thing. In any other case, if we get the error, then we are going to return this error, and this error will decide will be decided by this functionality here. If it is the instance of forbidden, unauthorized, or validation error, then or internal server, otherwise it will return the internal server error. So file, okay, okay, fallback error. So let's check out GraphQL unauthorized, and if we send the token with the request, then we will get the user. So we have successfully implemented the authorization, and and now we can if I return some here in string, some error, then we will get the, I think, internal server error, and it is giving us the internal server error message here, because it is not matching with any of the condition above. So it is going at the last. We have decided in the previous video that we are not going to show our code error to the user. Instead we are showing the user internal server error. So we are going to remove this. For testing purpose you can check this here, but for production purpose you are not going to show this to user. So here internal server error, and we are going to send this as a webhook, because we have console logged it out our server internal server error for development purpose. Okay, okay. So if I even remove this fallback, then I think it will work the same. But fallback is for modifying the error logic. Here you can see it is the same, but I am writing this because we need to modify in the future. Then we can we will know that here is the function which need modification to customize the error. Some other errors which GraphqL-shield throw, and you can see here some other things. You can read out the documentation here. Okay, allow external error, it is by default the false. We are going to set this true because we need to get this every type of error. So I am going to put this true here. Okay, debug, we are going to use this the env, and we will set according to the env, either the mode is production or development, but right now I am going to set this true. By default it is I think false. Yes, fallback rule, we have used this option. Fallback error, sorry. As you can see that it's by default error is not authorized, which we were getting earlier. So it is false by default. Okay, we have used these functions, three functions. We will use other functions if we need in the future. Okay, so as you can see that our authorization has been working fine. Oh, sorry, some error. So sorry, forgot to move this some error. Yeah. So it will, if I log in again and get the token from here, then it will return as unauthorized because we have not put the bearer here. Yeah, yeah. So as you can see that we have successfully implemented the authorization. This is very simple. As you can see, we are going to make this code separate. We are going to refactor this code at the end, but we need to separate these logics from the beginning, so that in the end this file does not get messy. So I am going to create a separate file for rules.js and a separate file for permissions.js. I am going to export these permissions from here. Permissions. Okay, it needs some of its import here, some of its import, and shield, graphql-shield. Okay, is authenticated. It needs the rules here. So I am also putting the rule in the separate file because we are not going to write the rules over there, over here. Rules. Okay, module dot exports equals to this, because there will be many rules in the future, so I am going to return the object here. So is authenticated, so it is automatically imported here. And now, because it needs the rules import, so I am also going to the rules import here. It is working fine now, so we are going to remove the extra imports. Okay, that's it. Okay, now we will check that our code is working or not. Internal server okay, unauthorized error is not defined. We are getting the internal server error, and it is telling us that unauthorized error is not defined. In the rule we have thrown the unauthorized error, so we need to define this here, unauthorized error. So here it will not throw error anymore. Okay, now it is giving us the 401, so it is true. Here we are getting the me, and in other case we are getting the me null and unauthorized. So this is it for this video. If you have any query related to this video, this is very long. We have implemented the context. You have successfully understand the context context function and context variable, that what is the use of context, and we have implemented the GraphQL shield with the help of GraphQL middleware and GraphQL tools to make the executable schema. Okay, we have used this GraphQL tool schema to make the executable schema, and we have used the apply middleware to apply the permission on this executable schema, and we have passed this schema and permission to the Apollo server. In this schema, in the first video we have passed the two keys, type depth and resolver. Instead we have now passed the schema, and schema contains the type depth and resolver. So this is it for this video. Thank you friends. If you have any query regarding this video, kindly post your query in the comment section. Thank you.